Hi everyone, I'm Nina, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to build a Deepseek AI agent. And for this use case, we're going to be using it to qualify leads or qualify candidates for a hiring interview. Let's go. I want to go over the scenario we have here. So we could use this particular automation for various use cases. The scenario I'm imagining right now is, let's say we have a form on our website and then someone fills out that form. So when the person fills out that form, it then goes into a Google Sheet, which is our lead sheet. And from all the information the person has filled out on that form, we're able to qualify the candidates. Another scenario could be, let's say you have an appointment setter that's taking calls, or maybe you have a closer that's been on a couple of calls with these candidates or potential prospects. Appointment setter or the closer could just go into the spreadsheet, manually input all that data, and then run this automation right here. You could also use this for hiring purposes. So let's say you have this cool role you're trying to find someone for, and then you have this Google form that they just have to fill out with all their information. This automation could also parse through that. So for our scenario here, what we want is, let's say I'm this company that does this really nice info products for AI enthusiasts, basically to teach people AI. And I'm offering this new course, which is an AI intermediary course. So for only people that have a bit of knowledge about AI, but not total beginners. So I would use this workflow to then qualify people based from a Google form on my website. You could just go through this automation, and if they are qualified, they get sent an email to interview with us, and then we onboard them into the course. So I have a sheet called Lead Sheet. Here we can see all the people that have filled out the form, and we can see if they're qualified or not. So if they're qualified, they have the status as qualified. And if they have gone through the bot, then we have the RAN as yes. We also have the qualified leads. So here, the qualified leads, this is where any leads that are qualified are going to show up. So they would show up here when we run this automation. So going to our lead qualification automation, we get the roles from that Google Sheet, filter it to our Deepseek R1 model. So basically, we just take the newly added person that hasn't been ran yet, and then the Deepseek R1 model will tell us if this person is qualified or not. It passes it on to this OpenAI agent. So this OpenAI agent would then decide if the person should be added to the qualified lead list, and will also update the lead as qualified. And then we want to fetch all those items. And if the person is eventually qualified, over here, we want to send an email to that lead. So let's dive in. We want to type n8n.io, and that basically takes us to the NSN website. And here we could just click get started for free. If you already have an account, then you just need to sign in. But I already have an account, so I'm just going to click login. Awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a new workflow. So we're just going to hit this plus sign. Awesome. So we're going to add our first step. And our first step here is going to be a trigger. So we're going to tap the plus sign and we're going to search sheets. Because what we want is when a lead fills out the form, they get added to the Google Sheets, and then this automation starts running. So we're just going to click Google Sheets, and then we're going to click on row added. So if this is your first time connecting to Google Sheets, you're just going to click create new credential, and then you're just going to sign in with Google. So you see account connected, and we're just going to click out of this. So we want our poll times to be every minute. And then document from list, we're going to choose leads. And then for our sheet, we're just going to choose sheet 1. And then you have to just make sure that your trigger on is row added. So when a new row is added, we want this to trigger. We're going to first add a new lead so we can do this better. I'm going to copy this lead. Just going to paste it here. Just going to edit some of the information. So this person has taken a deep learning course, has experience using AI libraries. So basically, this person is a qualified candidate for our online course. And I'm just going to go back to our workflow. Want to test our event. So we always want to fetch test events at every step. So we're just going to click fetch test event. Awesome. So it has pulled all the information from lead sheets, which is great. Okay, next we want to add a filter. So we're just going to click the plus sign and we're going to search filter. like so. So we want to look out for two things. We want to look out, first of all, if that particular row has not been ran at all, meaning the lead just came in for the first time. So we're going to drag and drop this to value 1. And then we're going to do if ran is not equal to yes. It's not equal to yes. Just like as we can see here, anyone that has been ran has a yes on it. So if there is no yes, then we want to run that particular row. We're going to add another condition, and that condition will be if the name is not equal to name. Why we're doing this is because when I was practicing this scenario, I noticed that sometimes it mistake like our heading as one of the columns. So this is just a really good way to always make sure that never happens. So we just take out the possibility that that could ever happen. And then we just test the step as well. So as we can see, we only have this one brought out because it doesn't have ran on it. Awesome. And next we want to add our R1 AI agent. So we're just going to do AI agent, and we want to add a chat model. So currently we're not able to directly access Deepseek R1 from one of the search chat model tools here. But what we're going to do, we're going to use another endpoint to access Deepseek. And also make sure you like and subscribe if you like seeing things like this. It really helps me a lot and helps me create more great videos like this. All right, back to the automation. So we're just going to click chat model, and then we're going to search for open router chat model. So basically open router is this really neat interface for a lot of LLMs. It has a lot of LLMs in the same place, and we can access DeepSeek from here. It has a bunch of free models that you could use. It also has paid models, and personally I like it because you just have one API key for all the models. So it's really easy to track your API keys, and having an API key on Claude, having an API key on OpenAI, you just have one API key on Open Router Chat Model. So we're just going to click Open Router Chat Model, and we're going to connect a credential. So I've already connected my credential previously, but we're going to create a new credential. So we're going to create a new credential, and what we need is our API key. So I'm just going to put this as fixed, and I'm just going to go to Open Router. So basically all you have to do is go to openrouter.ai/settings/keys. If you don't have an account, then all you have to do is search openrouter.ai and then create an account. And you want to go to settings and then go to keys. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new key. We're just going to create that. So this is our API key. Never share your API key with anyone. Treat it as a password. For me personally, before uploading this video, I'm going to delete it. And you always want to copy your API key and store it somewhere, because usually after they show it for the first time, you're not going to get access to it again. I'm just going to click out from that. So we have it created here. I'm going to go back to our workflow, and I'm just going to paste our key here. Another really neat thing with Open Router is that for the free models, you don't need to pay any credits. It is totally 100% free. The only thing, you do have a limit of how many requests you can get in a day. So you have a limit of right now 200 requests per day. But if you also want to add credits, you could add credits as well. We're just going to save that. We're just going to use the one we just created. I'm going to tap on model, and the model we're going to choose is the Deepseek R1 model. Okay, so we're going to use Deepseek R1 Destin Llama 7B free. I'm just going to tap that. I'm going to click out. So we're going to click on AI agent. And then we're going to make sure the agent is a tools agent. And then source for prompt, we're going to make that defined below. So what we want now is to basically configure our AI agent, which is our Deepseek R1 agent, to qualify this leads for us. So we're just going to add name, and we're also going to add experience. And then we're just going to change this to expression, so we can drag and drop. And then from our filter here, we're going to drag and drop this fields to match. So for name, we're going to drag in name. And for experience, we're just going to drag in the summary over here. And then we want to add option. So when we tap on add option, we want a system message. So this message is basically going to give the agent instructions on how it's going to perform its task. So now we're just going to add the prompt in that window. I wanted to include a clear yes or no answer. So this is our prompt here. We have your helpful assistant. Your task is to filter potential leads for a top-notch exclusive info product and online intermediate AI course. And then we're only looking for people that have a bit of experience with AI or beginner knowledge or related fields. We want no one that has no prior experience with AI or has never used any tools. And then we just put this output format of how we want this agent to give us its answer back. We're just going to click out from that and we're just going to test this step. Before we test the step, we just have to run everything again. So everything is just updated. So as we can see, our output is decision, yes, reasoning. Nina has demonstrated clear foundations. So basically, she is qualified to join the leads list. Okay, first of all, I just want to rename this agent to our Deepseek R1. I'm going to rename this. And then for a filter, I also want to rename this filter. So I just want to add get newly added rename. So for our next module, we want to add another AI agent. So I'm just going to type AI agent. And then this agent is going to be an OpenAI agent. So I'm just going to click chat model. And then I just want it to be OpenAI. Double click that. Just going to connect this. So we have new credential and we need API key as well as a base URL. The base URL is already here for us. So we're just going to go to platform.openai.com. If you don't already have, as I said, an account, you just have to create an account. And I'm just going to create a new API key, Deepseek R1. I'm going to create new secret key. As I said before, this is confidential. Do not share with anyone. And I'm going to delete this before I post this video. Okay, so copy, done. And then we're just going back to our workflow and we're just going to paste that API key there. We're just going to save that. It's been saved successfully. Coming back to OpenAI chat model, we're going to tap that. And then we have our thing configured already. And the model I want to choose for this demo, I want to choose GPT-4o. Our OpenAI agent is the agent that's going to be running the things on the back end. So basically, after our DeepSeek model has said, yes, this is a qualified candidate, our AI agent is going to be the one that is going to add this qualified candidate into another lead sheet, which is our qualified lead sheets to say, yes, this person is qualified. Tap on the AI agent. We want tools agent, and then we want define below. So I'm just going to give it an analysis. And then we're just going to drag the output. Okay, we have to make this expression. And we're just going to drag the output from our Deepseek R1 agent into here. And then we're going to add an option, which would be system message. So I'm just going to take this out. And I'm just going to type your job is to decide to run or not to run the two tools attached based on the analysis you were given. So we're just going to click out of this and then we're going to add a tool. So what we want, first of all, if the person is qualified, we want to add them to the qualified lead sheets. So that's the first tool we're going to add. Tap tool, the plus on tool, and then search for sheets in Google Sheets tool. And then we're just going to connect our Google Sheets accounts again. So change tool description to set manually, and then description, that person's qualified lead sheets. And then source is sheets within documents operation, because we want to add someone to the new sheet. So we want to append the role. And then document, we're just going to select qualified leads. And then sheets, we're just going to select sheets one, like so. Okay, so here we just have to map out everything here. And we're going to get that from the get newly added filter. So we're just going to do name, going to do age. These are red because we haven't tested the steps yet. So if you're seeing them as red, don't be bothered about it. But when you know everything is good is when you're green. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to click out of this and just run this again. So yeah, everything should look green now over here. Yes. Then we can click out of that. I'm just going to rename this agent to OpenAI agent, as well as rename this guy to add to qualified leads. Awesome. So for our second tool, what we want is if that person is qualified, because this two tools will only run if the person is qualified. So if that person is qualified, then here in our lead sheets under status, we want that to say qualified. So I'm just going to do that as well. So you tap on the plus sign, you search sheets, you tap sheets, and then we're just going to connect the credentials like this. We're going to set manually, description, update, status to qualified. And then resource, search within document, operation. We want to append or update a row. So we choose that option, choose leads, because the row we want to update isn't lead. And then we're going to choose sheet 1. So here we want to map each column manually. And then the column we're going to match on is going to be the name column. From newly added, we're just going to drag name. And then we could leave out all this remaining fields here. And what we just want to do is we want to make sure the status here is qualified. And we're just going to save that as well. Okay, so we're going to run this agent, see how it works. Awesome. If we check our lead sheet, we should now see for this particular lead, we now have qualified here. Okay, let's go back to our workflow. So the next thing we want to do, because we just updated the roles, we updated the Google Sheet entirely. So we want to fetch the Google Sheet again to get that updated information. On the plus sign, we're going to add sheets again. Google Sheets. And what I want to do is I want us to get all the rows in that sheet. So get rows and sheets. And then you connect your credentials, source sheet within documents, operation get rows, and then you just choose leads because we want to get the updated rows from the leads. And then the sheet will be sheet 1, like so. Perfect. We're just going to run this step as well. Perfect. Now we want to add a filter, kind of similar to the filter we added in the first time. So we'll just add that filter. Okay, first I want to rename this and I want to call it fetch all rows, so we don't get confused with the trigger when we're trying to map our data. Here in the filter, we have fetch all rows. So in the fetch all rows module, we want to drag and drop. So first we want if ran is not equal to yes. I'm also going to add a condition that if name is not equal to name. Okay, awesome. I also want to test this step as well. Perfect. As we can see here, the status here now says qualified. Nice. So now what we want to do is we want to update this lead here. We have this lead here and we basically want to say, yes, we've ran everything. If this person was qualified, we've already put them into the qualified lead sheet. We're just going to tap the plus and we're going to tap sheets. And what we want to do, we want to append updates or row in the sheet. So basically want to add yes under ran to that particular lead. So we'll tap that. We connect, make sure the operation is append update row, and then we choose leads. Then we choose sheet 1, and then map manually. And here we want to choose name. And then we're just going to drag and drop from our filter here the second filter. Let me just rename the filter so we wouldn't be confused as well. So I'm just going to rename this get updated rows. And then here we're going to click this again. We're dragging from get updated rows, right? We're going to drag name. And we can leave all those other ones blank. But here under ran, we want to put yes. And then I also want to add the status so we know that this person is qualified. And then we're just going to test this step as well. Perfect. And then we're going to add one more filter. And the reason for this filter is basically to know if that lead is qualified or not. Because what we want, if that lead is qualified, we want to send them the automatic email that says, hey, here, you've been accepted into this program, book a call, or maybe, hey, you're qualified for what we need, book a call, or any email you just want to send to that qualified candidate. So we're just going to tap the plus sign, and then we're just going to do another filter. And I'm just going to rename this filter as is qualified. Then we're going to tap on that. So what we want is we're going to get the information from this Google Sheet here. I'm also going to rename that Google Sheet as update sheet. I'm going to rename. And then here for is qualified from update lead sheet, if the status is equal to qualified and ran is equal to yes, and name is not equal to name. Awesome. And we want to test this step as well. Perfect. So just going to click out of that. And for our last module, we're going to add Gmail. So just tap that plus button and then we're going to add Gmail. What we want to do, we want to send a message. So tap send message. And then you're just going to configure your Gmail account. So if we're to do it afresh, we do create credential, we sign in with Google, kind of the same way we did for Google Sheets. And then our resource, we want it to be message. our operation wanted to be send. And then this to here, you basically want to get this information from get updated roles. For the email, we want to drag and drop this email from get updated roles here. And then we want our email type to be text. And then for our subject, I also have this really cool document where I explain everything I went over in this video step by step to give you a new guide that you can put into your toolkit. So I'm just going to copy that for here. So congratulations, you've been accepted into AI Mastery Academy. Awesome. Want this to be expression. And then for a message, I'm also going to copy the email from that document as well. I'm going to paste it right here in message. You can make this bigger by tapping that. Paste that here. And then we could just add hi, and then space. We can just drag and drop the names from get updated roles as well. Put that there. So this is our message, and then we're just gonna test step as well. So we click test step. So we have tested this step, and I received an email saying that I have been accepted into the AI Academy. And there we have it. That is our complete Deepseek AI agent qualification use case to qualify leads for either your business or for hiring purposes. And that is it, the complete automation to qualify leads using a Deepseek R1 agent. Make sure you check for the resources in the description down below. I will also be giving out the document as well as my done for you blueprint that I use for this video in particular. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.